Thanks for helping us in the tunnel. I left Lieutenant Rue at the outpost. I'll check in on her later. Any luck figuring out how to open the door in the basement? I looked everywhere for the code. We've always been cut off from the rest of the world, even before Girion Yankel's dictatorship. Everyone acts surprised when Sabinians and Palamists rip each other apart. Isolation has terrible consequences on individuals. Imagine what it can do to an entire population. In fact, you don't have to. Look around. There are plenty of examples of such consequences. It's like Haiti is a science experiment gone awry, meant to teach the rest of the world a lesson. After witnessing and hearing of atrocities being committed all over Haiti, it only seems to fill my spirit with dark thoughts. One thought stands out from the rest, though. Whatever these creatures are, we deserve them. I have nothing but good to say about them. They're the first outsiders I ever met. They were very friendly to everyone and very helpful. Lieutenant Rue gave me a few odd jobs here and there. Her men taught me how to play football. I had a blast, as did some of the kids in Jova. They organized a small tournament, which helped us forget about the political tensions flaring up. I feel sorry for Lieutenant Rue, though. She lost all her men. They were all very close, especially with Rojo and Typhon. I should check in on her soon. My father was Sabinian. I'm a freak occurrence in Haiti. I belong to both worlds. I think the Sabinians got lost in their so-called progressiveness. They seem to have lost touch with their roots. If you go far enough into history, Sabinians were all Palamists at one time. I think it's important to know where you're from. It might humble some of the pride and temper reckless ambitions. Don't tell anyone, but my mom was a Palamist. I attended Mass and participated in some of the rituals. It made my mother happy. But I grew out of it. Now that I think about it, that's when my life took a turn for the worse. Vitalis helped me out of that hole I had dug for myself. However, I would be a liar if I said that my faith didn't play a big part in my recovery. I'm happy to say that I stand in his gaze again. And yes, I admit it. I pray to him at times, especially for Vitalis' safe return. Vitalis had a relapse a while back. I helped him through it. He let a few things slip out, though. It didn't make much sense then, but I started connecting the dots when I crossed the marsh. He spoke of these creatures. He said that they were coming. He called it the Calamity. He said they were the physical manifestation of malevolent human emotions, and war was their doorway into our world. I figured it was the alcohol talking. I sure as hell believe him now.
Can you tell me more about Vitalis?
Vitalis was haunted by the past and anxious about the future. He was often away, sometimes for months at a time. After seeing the destruction of the war and the creature's sudden appearance, I now understand why he was so preoccupied.
Do you know the woman in the pictures?
Whoever she is, she seems to be a painful memory. Vitalis became angry whenever I asked about her, and he would shut me out completely. So I dropped it.
What do you make of this note?
Vitalis never mentioned a journalist. I know where the Weeping Knight is, though. It's in the Vissa Hills. It's a large statue of a Sabinian knight holding another fallen in combat. I'm surprised it's still around, considering it's in the Palamist province. It's nestled under a large weeping willow tree. People often light candles and leave pictures of their loved ones at the foot of the statue.
What do you know about the vigil?
Vitalis told me about the vigil, but not in detail. Before he left, he promised to explain everything upon his return.
What are these weapons?
They're called limbic weapons. Vitalis told me that they were intricately tied to this country's history. He taught me how to repair and enhance them. But to do so, I need limbic shards. And Vitalis wouldn't tell me where the shards come from. He kept a small stash hidden behind the red toolbox. Go get it, and I'll show you what I can do.
You know anything about this necklace?
Vitalis has one too, though it's not quite the same. I noticed some of his friends wore similar ones around their necks. They call themselves the Vigil. I think they're made of limbic shards like your weapons, but I'm not sure. The weapons, the necklaces, and the vigils are all connected somehow. I guess Vitalis left out some lessons.
What is going on with Abbot Jaffer?
When I left to find Vitalis, they kept him in a small house in the center of town, exposing him like that in the open. Captain Voss wants to send a message to whoever remains in Jova. I'll find a way to get him some water when the guard is distracted. It's all I can do for him. Whatever Captain Voss wants from Abbot Jaffer, he won't stop until he gets it.
Any idea what Captain Voss is up to?
My best guess is that he's thieving. Be careful when dealing with Voss. Men like him are unpredictable, which makes Voss very dangerous. I'm only alive because I'm useful to him. Thanks Etheris too. Otherwise, I'd be dead or, worse, shipped off to a prison camp.
Can you tell me more about yourself?
When I met Vitalis, I was in a very dark place. If it wasn't for him, chances are I'd either be a criminal or dead. Face down in a ditch somewhere. But Vitalis saw something in me. He gave me focus, discipline, and skills. Skills that would one day serve a great purpose. What needs my attention? good at this. It's better. I'm getting good at... Tallis would be proud.
Be wary, my son. The serpent's ways lurk.
What now?
Is Victor gonna be okay?
I won't lay a hand on him. I'm just happy to see the smoke rise from the forge again. I have a long list of things that need his attention. Now, if you don't mind, I'm a busy man.
Any luck figuring out how to open the door in the basement?
is allowed in or out of Jova. Go back to the town.
We weren't aware.
Hang on. Ethnic cards, please. Shoot them! No one is allowed in or out of Jova. Go back to the town.
We weren't aware.
Hang on. Ethnic cards, please. Shoot them! No one is allowed in or out of Jova. Go back to the town.
We weren't aware.
Hang on. Ethnic cards, please. Shoot them!
What now?
Be wary, my son.
Any luck figuring out?
come to finish me off.
Who are you?
I'd sooner die before I tell you anything. Wait. Impossible. It's you. Please tell me you're not one of them.
No. I just stole their gear.
It's clever. There's so much to say. But the curtain falls on me, my son. My boy, stolen from me. I am a vigil, sworn to protect Adea. We failed to stop the calamity, but hope stands before me. Take this. It's called the Keystone of Grief. Promise me. You must continue what we've begun to uncover. Find the journalist. Find Agatha. When you do, use the passcode. Pentos. They won't trust you. Especially dressed like that. I saw them escape into the rocky ridges. To the southwest. Towards the old windmill. I'm sorry. My burden is now yours to carry. Promise me. We'll stop the calamity.
Is Agatha my mother?
Your mother is dead.
I read your psyche eval. The military officially diagnosed you as being a high-functioning sociopath. I see why you were so successful. Out of curiosity, what's it like to barely feel anything?
Practical. I never second guess. I have no regrets, no fear, no animosity.
Even towards me?
Even you.
Give it time. I tend to bring out the worst in people. So, could you help me understand something? Your father dies in front of you. Your mother is dead. Why pursue this?
I stared into my father's eyes and saw a man with something I never had.
And what was that?
An undying purpose. I stood in the home I was born in, and it only seemed to fill me with more emptiness. No memories, no feelings. Nothing had changed. In that moment, I felt a connection.
To him?
To Adea.
Interesting. So, where did you go from there?
I don't know if it's the stress, the hunger, or the cold. I feel weak. I need the medication in my suitcase. And I have no idea where it is. What else could possibly go wrong in this hellhole? You found my medication? What a relief. I was starting to make peace with Zephyrus. You've saved my life. I can't even fathom what would have become of my poor baby if something happened to me. I just need to rest for a little.
You found Mrs. Cross's medication? I hope she'll start feeling better soon. I can't wait to tell Mr. Atticus. He was so worried about her. That's cool, but Mama says I shouldn't take things from strangers. That's cool.
Albin and I fled from Jova when we heard the Asterian army was approaching. We left everything behind, even our poor dog. Albin is really beside himself about it. We just couldn't risk bringing him along, noisy as he is.
My poor Max. We had to leave in such a hurry we left him behind. I pray to Zephyrus that those Sabinian cretins haven't found him. Oh, I should have just set him free. I'll never forgive myself. You'll need that more than I do, son.
Insurgents, repeat, this is ON Convoy Alpha 2. We are carrying refugees from Galmore and Skell. Heading north through Vista Hills, nearly 30 clicks from refugee camp Romeo. Repeat, we are under attack, requesting immediate evacuation.
I'm a journalist. Article 79 of the Geneva Convention formally states that journalists are protected under international humanitarian law.
Who are you?
I'm Tanya Elva. I'm an independent investigative journalist covering the Civil War.
Vitalis told me the passcode is Pentos. What's your connection to him?
Oh, so we're on the same team then. Vitalis is the source of my story. We met for the first time at the Weeping Knight statue. I don't know much about him. He was taking me to the Vigil headquarters when we got ambushed. It's somewhere in these rocky ridges.
What do you know about their headquarters?
They call it the Watcher's Nest. To get there, Vitalis said we must follow the path with all the tombstones and obelisks just west of here. Vitalis described the entrance as a doorway etched into solid rock. He mentioned a windmill above it on the cliff. You need 2 keys to open the door. Vitalis gave me one during the ambush. Please, take it. Find Agatha. She has the other one.
Are you the journalist mentioned in this note?
Yes, I am. In my defense, you are dressed like the enemy. I was just covering my arse.
I got the key. Agatha didn't make it.
Ah, fucking hell. How did she... Never mind. I don't want to know. When we split up, I knew something terrible was going to happen. Finding the Watcher's Nest is the only move left. Perhaps there are some vigils left that could help us. I won't be joining you. My old injuries are acting up. I will only slow you down. I can see your APC from here. I'll head there and wait for you. I have no...
Listen, I don't want any trouble. I'm just looking for supplies.
Who are you?
The name's Atticus. I escaped the Medini prison camp when the demons attacked. I should have died there. Looks like Setharus had other plans for me. I joined up with some refugees. We have a camp close by. The path to reach it is behind the giant stone serpent. Head north from here. You should find it. These people need me. They're in bad shape. Have you seen the destroyed ON vehicles on the road? They're northeast of the Weeping Knight statue. There's a truck that's still in good shape. If only I could find the keys and get it started, I could take these people to my father's farm in Sinedra. It doesn't look like it, but Hadia was beautiful and peaceful. It changed so quickly. I first noticed it on campus at Los Angeles University. History lessons were modified to suit new narratives. The line drawn in the sand by facts was fading under the waves of Sabinian nationalism. New campus groups and fraternities were formed and engaged in intimidation campaigns against Palamist students. Some of us stood firm, but most ended up leaving. It was so hard for me. My parents had spent their hard-earned money to send me to university. I was the only one in the family who had been given this chance. Deep down, I always believed that it would stop, that people would eventually come to their senses. Then I noticed that this was happening all over the country. By the time my hope had faded, when the war erupted, I was still in Los Angeles, in the heart of the lion's den. I gathered what supplies I had. I needed to get home, to get to my family. What usually took a few hours on a road trip was turning into a logistical nightmare. Couldn't drive. Sabinian soldiers were patrolling back roads, streets, stations, you name it. On the way, I did things. I stole from people who were more desperate than I was. I refused to help others in need. I truly, after months of hiding, looting, stealing, and running, I finally arrived on the outskirts of the Umbrahan border. I sought refuge in a barn. I was exhausted and hungry. The farmer woke me. I was initially terrified, but he was holding a plate of food. He handed it. He said he would return with more. He turned out to be a Sabinian farmer, feeding me to buy time until the soldiers showed up. It worked like a charm. That was the last square meal I had. After that, did you know that the peacekeepers had an outpost in Medini? They stood by and watched Sabinian soldiers rape and murder Palamists in droves. I'll tell you what they did care about. Their medical supplies and food. That's it. If they claim they never saw the Medini prison camp just outside of town, they could sure smell it. I guarantee you that. The stench of death filled the air for kilometers. They had the numbers and equipment to stop what was happening. They just stood there and watched. Let me tell you about Sabinians. The guards at the Medini prison camp would sometimes open the camp gates. They would enter the gates of hell to spend the night beating, killing, raping, or any other twisted pleasure they could imagine. These Sabinian civilians wanted to settle old scores. Do you know what their grievances were? A wealthy Palamist who would refuse to give them a job. A farmer who wouldn't lend his tools. A man who had petty disputes were settled with crimes against humanity. That's who you're dealing with. I despise them. They are my brothers and sisters. Our faith and tragedy bind us. We will overcome this. We must. Now, more than ever. They are not our Lord's doing. He would never unleash such demons upon us, no matter how much we've sinned. This disaster is the work of TR, the great two-headed serpent. You want proof? Once the strange anomalies appeared, creatures materialized everywhere out of thin air. It was surreal. The Kata describes a place called the TR made the great curse, and his demons dwell in that place.
Did you see a strange door somewhere around here?
I saw a large door carved into the rock. Head back on this path and turn left. Continue on the path, and the door will be on your right. Careful, though. There's a huge demon lurking in front. When I saw it, I turned back real quick.
I think I met your father. He's Ernest Cadell, right?
Yes, he's my father. I'm glad to know he's alive and well. This makes me want to get back home even more.
ranks weighs heavily on me. Our vows are sacrosanct. How could one betray the Order at a moment such as this? The Umal Caves expeditions yielded two significant revelations. Confirmation that the calamity is real, and the existence of a plan to stop it, the so-called failsafe. We know nothing of this failsafe, nor of the artifact we recovered. All of these tomes, and not a shred of information. Whatever machinations the Foal Guard of old had in mind, they were intent on keeping it a secret. I fear it is now lost in the folds of history. It seems to me the artifact may be part of a larger mechanism. Perhaps it is a key of sorts? Does it open another tomb or vault? Are there more such keys? It is clear to me that this artifact, this keystone, is a critical piece of the failsafe enigma. We must continue to pull at this thread until the truth reveals itself. Scattered around this hallowed ground speak of Pentosalgia, the first of the Watchers. It was Pentos who recognized that the calamity would always remain a threat. From the ashes of the derelict Foal Guard, he forged a new order to carry on our sacred charge. His foresight and tenacity are the reason the Vigil still exists today. There must be a reason he chose to conceal the existence of the failsafe and the keystone. Truly extraordinary that we should stumble upon his tomb after all these years. I pray it contains the answers we seek.